by a raise of hands, how many do you think the passengers in this vehicle survived the accident, basing your opinion solely on the damage of the car? Okay, that was more than I expected. But at 2 a.m., May 7th, 2016, my life flashed before my eyes as I entered the green light intersection and got hit by a drunk driver, who eventually fled the scene. After that time, my life completely changed. You always think of drunk driving as that happens to someone else, or that happens to someone I know, or that's on the news. You never think you actually get personally affected. And after that, my opinion about it completely changed. Previous law from the Department of Motor Vehicles solely suspended licenses for DUI. Negligence. California Senate Bill 446, commencing January 1st, 2019, will not only suspend your license, but will require those convicted of a DUI to install engine interlock devices. Bill Text SB 1046, driving under the influence, ignition and interlock device 2017. Today I just want to discuss the Bill of 1046, what it will do, and the difference between previous laws, the benefits, and what you can do to help implement this law. So what Bill 1046 does, it essentially requires you, if you're convicted of DUI or DWI, which is driving while impaired, it will require you to not only suspend your license, and you have to install an ignition interlock device. So what an ignition interlock device is basically a breathalyzer that's connected to your engine, and if you reach above a certain point of intoxication, it will not start your car and you cannot start your engine. So, the sensor head includes a breatheway passage and a gas sensor for generating an electrical output relative to the level of breath alcohol. Briscoe, 2007. So this affects the driver because if you're intoxicated, you can't start the car, meaning there's less drivers on the road. So previous law solely suspended license, and with an suspended license, it could be up to 4 to 6 months, and you could have up to 6 months of jail time, up to $1,000 in fines from the California DUI, DWI Laws Enforcement, DMV.org 2017. However, this doesn't work. 27% of those suspended license continue to still drive. Ross 2002. Those opposed to this bill are usually those who drive intoxicated or believe it's too severe as a punishment. However, it's not too severe. It's preventing drivers from drinking and driving, getting back on the road, and taking more lives. Why is this relevant? The death of DUIs statistics are ridiculous. Over 10,000 people have died from 2010 to 2014 in drunk driving car accidents. Drunk driving 2017. So this graph is from Drunk Driving by the Numbers Bureau of Transportation Statistics 2017. And as you can see, it shows the relative rate of accidents caused with alcohol and fatalities come of it, and fatalities from regular just traffic accidents. And as you can see, they're basically the same, which is pretty outstanding. So, repeat offenders are usually more likely to drink and drive. 1/3 of all driving while intoxicated, DWI, or driving while under the influence, DUI arrests, each year involve a person who has been convicted previously of a DWI or a DUI. Bailey, 2015. So the benefits of an engine interlock: reduce drunk drivers. Studies have shown that by implementing the engine interlock device, there's been a reduction of those who drink and drive. A 30-month study in Ohio showed that a group of drivers who were sentenced to drive with an interlock device experienced a 65% decrease in the probability of subsequent driving arrest. Morris, 1992. A more recent study showed multiple offenders who have been ordered the use of an interlock are less as likely to have a subsequent conviction of drunken driving over a 3-year period of time. Flukerson, 2003. So, as you can see, the rate of drunk drivers is increasingly. So, college students especially are more likely to drink. 2/3 of college students meet criteria for heavy explicit drinking, Lewis, 2012. This not only contributes to the amount of people who are going on the roads drunk, but as well as people who are actually intoxicated. So this graph from 2010 shows as your age increases, the amount of drinks increases, as well as your likelihood to get back on the road. So how many of you guys have gone out to parties? How many of you guys get Ubers? Okay, a good number of hands dropped. How many of you actually walk home? That's just as dangerous. But with the new implication of Uber, this has actually been dropping from 3.6 to 5.6 decrease in a rate of motor vehicles homicides per quarter in the state of California. Daughtry, 2015. Although not everyone uses Uber, like showed before, it still is a really good implement and should be implemented. And it is a really good device and should really be implemented to reduce the amount of numbers of people. So I encourage you to write a letter to your local legislator to encourage them to vote for this new bill that is being implemented. Not only is it safer, but as well as reducing the amount of drunk drivers on the road. In conclusion, by supporting the Bill 1049 that implements ignition interlock devices, it will not only reduce the amount of drunk drivers, but as well as decrease the number of casualties and third parties affected, like myself. Please reach out to your local legislator and implement a change. Drunk driving is really serious and is not something to be joking around with. Please take Ubers home, drink responsibly, and don't get behind a wheel thinking that you'll be okay.